That is probably the biggest gem that I can give you in this entire video. You have to just... So you're thinking about starting an online business, or maybe you already started one. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what it's like to run an online business with 4+ years of experience, and I will be telling you everything that you don't hear on the rest of YouTube. The first thing is, get ready to do everything by yourself. Some YouTubers make it seem like you're able to just sign a client for $2,000 a month and pay someone $300 a month in another country to deliver the service, and that's it. You're never gonna have to think about it. That is so far from the truth. Yes, although you can hire international workers who can join your team and fulfill services for you, you do have to learn the services that you're selling yourself first. You're not going to be able to sell a client on a huge monthly retainer or even train a team if you don't know how to do the work yourself. In a lot of cases, you don't have to be as much of an expert as the person who you hire, but that doesn't mean you could just know nothing and then make a bunch of money doing something. Another big reality of running an online business that you might not have realized yet is that you're going to be hearing so much information, because if you're someone like me, and if you're watching this video, you definitely are, you watch a lot of different YouTube videos, you try to learn about different things, different ways to make money, and you go into this information overload where you're just taking in way too much information and not acting on what you should be. What I mean by that is you're going to have to find a service that you like to provide and that you're good at, and you might not find it on the first try. It might take a little bit of trial and error to find something that works, but when you do find something that is working a little bit, you should not just pivot to whatever the next YouTube trend is or whatever next business model is hot on social media. Growing a business like this takes a lot of time for most people. I started mine when I was in college. My freshman year of college, I was managing 1 or 2 clients doing social media management. Throughout college, I kept a few clients. I tried to really start growing the business towards the end of college, and I was able to have a good client base and a good foundation to work off of by the time I was done with college. Now, I graduated college this year, and that doesn't mean that I'm rich now, because I've been working on it for 4 years. The biggest thing that has allowed me to grow so far is sticking with my service of content creation and social media management, and really establishing myself and my company as a content creation and social media management company. Believe me, sometimes I've been tempted to switch to another business model that you hear about on YouTube. For example, Growth Operator, right? That's just one that I've been hearing about recently. You learn about all these things, people make them sound really good in videos, and you naturally get really curious. But I'm telling you, if you want to grow an online business, you just have to find a service that works and stick with it. Again, you might not find it on the first try. It may take a little bit of trial and error, and that's okay. If something is just completely not working and not a good fit for you, it might be a good idea to try something else, but that doesn't mean you should just give up on everything that you try, because things do take a little while to build. For example, for me, I spent a lot of time cold calling businesses, trying to pitch them my services, and that never worked as well for me as when I started to focus on using Upwork to get clients. That is probably the biggest gem that I can give you in this entire video. You have to just pick a service and focus on it wholeheartedly and really commit to it when you find one that works for you. To reiterate one more time, no service is going to work for you on the first day, so it does take time. Don't just give up on something if you're not seeing results right away. You really have to focus, commit, and build it. Going back to what I was saying about information overload, there is a ton of information out there online, and you can learn exactly how to run a business and learn the necessary skills to start that business with free content just on YouTube. That's pretty much exactly what I did. I've bought courses in the past. I stopped using them after a couple weeks, and I was down $1,000 because of that. I really didn't learn anything new from those courses that I haven't already learned on YouTube. Not to say that it doesn't work for everybody, but I just already consumed so much free content that I learned everything they were already talking about. Once you've done your learning and you feel like you know enough, and you know enough to actually provide that service for somebody, you have to kind of just stop listening to everybody and put your head down and just concentrate on your business. You could really mess yourself up just listening to too many people talk about different things and different businesses, and you start to get curious again, and you could leave something that might work really well for you. So you really just have to stop listening to everybody at a certain point, put your head down, and focus on your business. Another really interesting reality of running an online business is fighting societal pressure. If you're someone like me, I went through school all the way. I finished high school, I graduated college, and I would be lying if the whole time I wasn't thinking about what it would be like to, get a regular job like my friends are trying to do, and kind of go down that traditional path. You're gonna have family, friends, teachers, peers trying to convince you that what you're doing may not work and you would be better off going down the traditional path. And don't get me wrong, for some people, they're completely right. The traditional path is definitely a better fit for a lot of people. But deep down in your heart, if this is really what you want to do, you just have to stick with it and not listen to what anybody else says. The information is already out there. It's just a matter of you taking initiative, figuring out what works for you, and sticking with it.